this... Okay, this might answer your question about it being buried there. It was... He came back here probably about 20 years later to... I see a lot of other men around his age, so I'm assuming it's a reunion of the regiment.
Yes. I saw
which they did.
I saw the bottle and where it was dug at.
But this really bottle is from later on in the 1800s, and I think when we dug it up, you called that. You said, no, this is more modern. It's not 1975. It's 1875. So he took this letter that I'm
12 years later.
Well, let me see. Let me see if I can get a reading on that.
About 12 years later.
Well, that's when the bottle was made, but he came in the 1880s. This letter was written here on the 7th of July, but he carried it with him until he came here for the reunion.
Oh.
Or not necessarily carried it with him, but he had it saved until he came back. So it could very well be that, you know, I don't understand why he wouldn't have buried it here at the time, but perhaps because it was...
No glass bottles.
Well, they did have glass bottles then, but he might not have had access to one, yeah.
Well, maybe because he was dying, he might not have a chance to get out.
Thought he was dying, put it in his personal effects. Wait. Yeah, I'm seeing him... He discovers it later. He forgot that he wrote it. And he finds it later when he's back home in Warwick, New York. I'm seeing him going through a trunk in his attic. And in the trunk are all his trappings from the war, his uniform, things like that.
Can you see what he looks like?
He's handsome. Dark hair. And he wears a mustache. Most men wore some kind of facial hair back in those days.
Yes.
And a little, what do they call those? Soul patches now? But it wasn't called a soul patch then.
Like a goatee, like Adolf Hitler.
Well, it's like the Hitler mustache, but it's down here.
Right.
Yeah. It's average height, average build.
Like me.
Yeah. But of course he has to walk with a cane because of his wound. But he can walk. So yeah, he discovers this later on. That's what I'm...
So he was like a ladies' man? We think he was a ladies' man?
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't a ladies'
No,
man?
I'm not getting that. No, because when his wife died, he never remarried again.
He never associated with no other women.
No, he was not.
But that reminds me, in the letter it also talks about what's going to happen.
Yes.
And Tate and I took him to a psychic here in Gettysburg, and they told him he was going to find true love when?
2000.
Oh my gosh, that's right. It was the same year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It said that in there.
That is freaking crazy.
So you went to a psychic here in Gettysburg.
Right in Gettysburg.
Mm-hmm.
And she told you that you were going to meet your true love in 2011? Wow. That's something. This is part of me wants to call the Historical Society, but the other part of me says, no, don't do it because they'll probably take it from him and he'll never see it again.
Yeah, you don't want that.
So we call them the Hysterical Society because they're...
I tell you what, you didn't see it, I didn't see it, it's coming home with me.
Right.
Yeah, this is...
I dug it up.
Well, but that doesn't mean anything. You were the digger.
You get to see it.
You can come visit it.
This is something. I don't want to... do you want to see any... Did you guys want to see this?
I'm afraid to touch it.
Well, just handle it carefully.
So you can see the actual name on there. I want you to see the name so he ain't lying.
Robert Manafort.
Wow.
And you could open it up and you can see the... Careful when you open it though, because it's brittle.
Wow, look at that.
See?
Alright, I guess I have to believe it.
And then there's the blood on the back. Bottom corner there, yeah. I'm sure whatever he might have had is gone by now.
You want to see it? Touch it?
Sure.
I
don't believe it.
You don't believe it. I believe it.
I think Rob put it here.
Yeah, but how could he?
How could he have gotten
known?
here?
Because he's been here plenty of times. He knew we were treasure hunting. I think he came back a week ago or whenever this was set up.
I don't think so. I'm willing to bet you that. All
I
the
didn't
money
tell
in the world.
I didn't tell
Okay, I
him
mean,
where
I've
we
been
were
from
going.
it for another 50 years.
Well, that's a good point. You didn't tell him where you were going?
No, you,
No.
I barely
Well,
knew
while we
where I
have a
was going.
psychic here, like we
I got lost on the way here. Come on.
Yeah, that's right. We got lost on the way here. But well, we have a psychic here. Like we had, it's in Gettysburg again, and where you found out about your true love. Can you tell us anything about his true love?
Let me see. Give me your hands.
Hey, you want them right here?
Up.
There you go. All right.
I don't want to. Do you like chubbier women?
All right.
I mean, she's not. You know, it's not Roseanne Barr we're talking about here.
Right.
Yeah, it's. She's actually quite beautiful. Her face is very pretty.
Probably wears glasses too.
She does, but she also wears contacts.
Right.
What? You know her?
Yeah, he knows something, doesn't
He knows something. What?
Look at him.
Look at his face.
He's hiding something.
Have you met her already? You probably haven't, and it'll happen in 2011.
She wears glasses, and she's plump.
Do I work with this person?
I'm not getting the connection between you and this woman. You could. I don't really see it. I don't know. But she's very sweet, and she's a wonderful cook.
Is that true?
Which, if you like food, you will love her.
Oh, I definitely.
She's good eating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's good eating.
Oh, I didn't mean it that way. I'm so sorry.
I took it that way. I'm sorry. Look at Bobby.
You are sick. You are sick, Mr. Hardpex.
Look at Bobby. Hey, it doesn't hurt if she's good eating, right?
Well, but you know what? Bobby, can I call you Bobby?
That's
or
fine.
Robert? Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, you're gonna have a very fulfilling sex life with her too. Now that we're talking about it. But she's a little younger than you are.
That's okay.
Not by much, about 4 or 5 years.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
What?
You're good.
This guy's the real deal.
Okay.
You go to sleep.
You alright?
Yes. That was. Yes. No. So yes, that was her. That was her. She's a little younger than you. Beautiful. Beautiful girl.
All right. It's good eating.
You're gonna be happy.
Well,
And,
at least
but
take her 110.
the thing that's important is that you are going to make her happy, and she is not going to regret one day of her life with you, and that is rare these days because women are very picky. They're very they have to have things a certain way. They get very bored easily, and they
You
move
against
on.
women?
No, I love women. Oh my God, no. I am so into women, but
Could you tell us one more thing, though?
sure,
You see, it said that he lived to be 120.
yes.
I was curious, one of the two things. Either how he died, just of old age, or when he was 99 and he saved the world. How does he save the world? Tate and I have been going over and over this a million times.
Well,
How does he save the world?
Remember what he said?
In the letter, he says, I honestly, I don't know. I don't even know what the circumstances of why the world will need saving is at the time. You might probably want to roll that tighter if that's the way.
Sven, you still don't look convinced.
No, the letter, maybe, I don't know if Rob knew about this or
I'll
what.
tell you what.
But, okay,
This
seriously.
is what I'll do, so you'll be a believer. I will take this, and you and I will go to a historian and see if his paper is the real deal.
Okay, you know
If his
what?
paper is real,
Again, Robert, I have to caution you against showing this to too many people.
I know.
You know what I mean? Not that it's not like if you do, this isn't going to come true. You want me to do that?
Yeah.
No, seriously though, this whole psychic thing, I'm not buying the psychic thing.
Well, Sven, you don't have to buy the psychic thing. You can buy it when it happens, and you'll be like, "Oh my God, look at that!" Sven was, Patrick was right. Patrick Williams, by the way, that's my name. In case you want to look me up, patrickwilliams.com. But I've got very reasonable rates too.
Oh wait, we have to pay you?
Do we have to pay you?
Well, no, you don't have to pay. This is gratis. But
I want to know, if he's really a psychic, why didn't we go straight to the bottle?
because you see, this is like, if you're really a psychic, why don't you win the lottery?
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
it doesn't work that way.
Okay.
He was
Okay.
drawn to that spot.
He was. Really.
Eventually, I was drawn to that spot. It's like you have to chip away sometimes. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes, phew, right to the spot. But at other times, like today, you have to chip away at things. And you have to also understand that these fields were swarming with wounded soldiers. Agony was everywhere. Death was everywhere. And when you are agonizing and you die, you leave an impression. And so I'm getting all this misery coming from everywhere. But it wasn't until we walked over to that spot that it drew me in. It was very intense in that little square area there that I kept saying, I feel it here, but I don't feel it there. And
well, I think the greatest thing from this whole thing, if it's true, is because you told yourself to, stop doing, what is it? How did you put it to yourself? When you told yourself not to drink anymore? How did he put that in letter?
The devil you put in your mouth. That's
No,
still your
it
thoughts
says-
in your soul.
Right.
So,
Right, still your thoughts from your soul.
so at the very least, I mean, that helped him out right there.
Okay, but I still don't get why his little coat hangers didn't start spinning as soon as we got here.
it spins on patches. It's not just being in a general. I mean, look, you think about if Gettysburg had all this death and destruction, okay, then those things would be constantly spinning if things work the way you thought they work, but they don't. They work in patches, very concentrated areas.
And what if we never got to one of those concentrated areas?
And mind you now.
Okay, now look, the guy's making money just telling you stuff.
Now listen to this. Now mind you now.
But he's
listen
doing
to
this for free.
He's a
Not doing
con
this for
artist.
free. Well, sir, that is, you know what?
You know what?
I-
Fine.
Now, see the center of the
Now
table
that-
here? See the center of the table here? If you pass away at the center of the table, that's where your soul is going to be. That spot, center of the table.
Well, your soul goes to heaven, but your
Yeah.
body leaves an energy.
Right there at the center of the table.
Yeah, or hell. Your soul could go to hell. You know, it could go to heaven.
It'd be right at that spot.
That's not for me to decide. Yeah, it would. You would leave a mark.
You remember that house
A
we went?
metaphysical mark.
You wasn't there, but you remember the house we went to? Remember I told you that Pacific spot where the guy passed away at?
Uh-huh.
That's where exactly where he passed
So
away
you understand
at that Pacific
Patrick
spot.
totally. You understand him totally.
See, I could be 100 yards away from there. Once I worked the way up to that exact specific spot, you'd be right there over top of it.
But
You
you just
just-
worked up Cody so much, like he's crying over this. He believes you.
I believe you.
Look.
You know, I can go back a few months ago. Had nothing. Just farm animals. I mean, my best friend was a goat. And then I meet these guys. And they told me to come to you for help. To come to you. You know, you inspired me. Look, listen to my voice. I mean, I have my problems, but... And I'm working on getting an identification.
Something that he's never had.
All because of you.
Gosh, this is
Look, you're going.
This is something. This is sadness I'm feeling from you. You have such pain in you.